Coming off the court, our weekly visit with a member of the Phoenix Suns, and joining us right now. It was fun to see his debut last night. Dillon Brooks, he joins us here on the Burns Gambo show. Dillon, I'm Dave. This is Gambo. Thanks for coming on and joining us on the road trip. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dillon. Last time we saw you was Media Day. We had you pop in front of our camera and just say hello to all the fans that were listening. So thanks for that. But let's go back to when you found out you were being traded to the Phoenix Suns. You've been traded before, but you were on a contending team in Houston. The Suns were not even a play-in team last year. When you found out that you and Jalen Green were coming here, what were your initial thoughts?
I was excited to be somewhere where, you know, you're wanted, where there's a need for you, was something that I was excited about. And I'm all for the challenges. And I was excited to, play with Devin Booker. Last
year, on the Rockets, you guys drubbed the Suns. 3 times you played the Suns. One time you drubbed them 148-109. I think Jalen had 33 in that one. You beat them 2 other times. When you played them, when you were going back and looking at those games, when you realized that you were coming here to Phoenix, what about those games did you feel like, hey, I could change a little bit of the culture here in Phoenix? What were you thinking about when you came here that you could add to this team?
I knew that they wanted to be good. I knew the front office drafted great players like Oso and Ryan Dunn, and guys that wanted to win, but just didn't know how to win. I don't know if that was coaching staff or players that were there before, but I knew that with these great players, they needed a little bit of physicality and a little bit of dog, and that's what I bring every single night out, and it's contagious. So, when I was, hearing the news that I was going to be in the trade rumors, I was okay with it and understanding that for me, my role and, my career is going to, grow from being from Houston and Memphis to now being in Phoenix.
Dillon Brooks is joining us live as the Suns are on the road. They take on the LA Clippers tomorrow. You'll hear it here on Arizona Sports. You mentioned Devin. How have you two meshed so far on the court, off the court, in terms of your relationship with him and how it's kind of at the centerpiece of all this?
He was my first call. He was going on a camping trip, near where he's from. And, he took my call and, we talked about, how can we, make Phoenix better. And he's excited to, play alongside me and, not, be able to deal with me on the other side. And, overall, we mesh, pretty well. Our games are, very similar. I've seen him, play defense and have that competitive edge when he was on Team USA. And, all he wants to do is find ways to win. And, that's what I want to do. And, with us, playing together and playing hard, we're making, things happen, and having the young guys, having us as leaders are going to be able to speed up their process.
Yeah. How difficult do you think you are to deal with if you're on the other side of you, Dillon?
For sure, very difficult. I'll probably be a little frustrated as well because, I'll surprise myself with some too. Sometimes on the court and even off the court, I surprise myself in what I do. So,
yeah.
Overall, I just love the game of basketball. I play at a different, intensity. Some guys can handle it, some guys can't. And, every single night I love stepping on the floor and, playing hard for my team and my teammates.
Yeah. My first call when we found out you were getting traded, I called Jay Triano, who had you with the Canadian national team. And Jay's a friend, and we know him here from Phoenix. And I said, tell me, what are we getting in this guy? And he said, Gambo, I'm going to be honest with you. Jordy called me when he was going to coach the Canadian, national team. And he said he didn't know what to think. He didn't know, what do I do with this guy? What do I do with this guy? And Jay told me, he told Jordy, he goes, look, you got to freaking love this guy. After one practice, I tell you, you're going to absolutely love how hard this guy works and what he brings to the table. And then Jay's like, the next day he called me like, oh my God, you're so right about this guy. You're so right. A lot of people say that, right? I mean, you are the enemy and the villain to everybody else, but when you're on their team, they absolutely love you. I know it's because you play so hard and you play so physical, but is there anything else about that as to why the fan bases that you're a part of really gravitate to you?
I'm a lovable person. Crazy to say, but I want guys around me to get better, and learn from what I learned, over my years. And that's just, just me being me. I've always been like that, ever since I was young. And generous with my, knowledge. I don't keep stuff in. I'm not scared to, voice what I need to voice. And, I always learn it the hard way. And, for me, I feel like guys can see that and, they want to learn. And obviously, I feel like guys that are getting drafted second round or, they're going through the process of, figuring out their career, they can relate to, my journey, how I got out the mud and where I'm at right now. And, I'm easygoing, I'm funny, and I really care about the progress of, young players. So I feel like that's why, my teammates and the coaches, they like me, and then the fans, they just love the brand, love the brand of style I play.
Gravitates,
And they get happy and excited when they see me, getting people's faces, yelling, getting them involved into the game. So, that's just me, the villain.
Like you did with DeMar last night. Look, one of the things that I think, when I spoke with other coaches about you in the league, they said, look, you guard 1 through 3. Sometimes you guard power forwards. You're always guarding the best players, LeBron, Luka, KD, Curry, Shea. You even guarded Anthony Davis, for goodness sakes. What is it about those challenges that makes you rise up having to guard the best players in the league?
Trying to stop them. A lot of players can't do it. And I do it through 1 through 4, no matter what it is, and that's what's explained. And I take on the challenge. And I watch this game every single day, and I see guys, fall to, giving in. And I don't give in. I study, and I want, to stop you. I want you to feel my energy when I stop you. And then now with, adding, or bringing back my offensive game, it's like the double effect of getting the stop and then scoring on the other end. So it just gets me going. It gets my teammates going. And as you can see in that last game, it's contagious. Guys that you don't see playing defense or getting physical or, playing to their potential, playing all the way out of their potential and exceeding expectations. So that's what I do, and that's what I bring.
Dillon, we appreciate the time. I know it was a day of travel and all of that, so we appreciate you hopping on the phone with us for a few minutes. Best of luck on this road trip. We look forward to seeing you when you get back, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dillon.
Dillon Brooks joining us here on the Burns and Gambo Show.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.